Daylight, my MVVs, welcome. Report reaching us right now is that there is this royal jealousy that everybody was what everybody was hearing as Olori Naomi stormed the palace with the Ooni of Ife as it is alleged. Now, this report that is making the rounds on social media right now is that Olori Naomi had been seen in the palace of the Ooni of Ife in the evening. Like she accompanied the Ooni of Ife to the palace of the Ooni of Ife. The reason happens to be that Ooni of Ife stormed Akure to meet with Queen Naomi and saw Queen Naomi. And they had this beautiful time together. The entire time they said was giggling everywhere. Love is sweet, so it's not a small something. May it remain that way in the name of Jesus. Naomi, you deserve the very best. You know, I will always say this. Naomi deserves the very best. She's been through so much. So as we are hearing, as it is alleged, as it is rumored and reported, as it is not be myth or canly, that when Oni was there, they were giggling the entire time. Oni spent so much time. People who were there with Oni of Ife, they said that they've not seen that every time Ooni of Ife is with Olori Naomi, that is always a very pleasant experience for the monarch, that the monarch is always very happy, that you will see the happiness, you will see the love, you will see the satisfaction written all over his face and all of that. They said that Naomi will go prepare a meal for the Ooni of Ife. Naomi will be going back and forth and all of that. It was giggling the entire time they were there. Now, what had happened was, from what we are hearing, that when it was time for Kabiesi to go, first of all, Kabiesi said he was not going to return back to the palace, that he was going to spend the night in Akure with his wife. This time, remember, it's not the royal mansion, it's Akure. Hey! They said when Kabiesi said that he was going to spend the night in Akure if Naomi does not follow him to the palace, Naomi carried her two hands on her head that, new Wahala has started again. Now, they say from the Yoruba culture, you know that house in Akure belongs to Naomi, okay? Even though they said it was one of those houses that Ooni of Ife had bought for Olori Naomi when they were together. You know, Naomi is from Ondo State, but she has always lived in Akure, okay? And even when they went to marry her, of course, when they first started, before they went to go and pay her bride price in her village and all of that, she's an Akure babe, okay? An Akure girl, okay? She was raised right there in Akure. So when Oni eventually, in fact, they said before she even moved into the palace, Oni had already bought that house for them. That is the family. Now, if you know this family very well, they are closely knitted together. The mother is very close to Olori Naomi. She is a good woman that has raised those children really, really well, okay? It doesn't matter what anybody has to say. That is what I think my own opinion is about Olori Naomi's mother. Now, without digressing further, now they said before Naomi even moved into the palace of the Ooni of Ife, Oni had bought that house for Olori Naomi. And so when Naomi left the palace, Naomi now went back to that house. And Naomi has been living in that house with the mother, with the siblings, okay? They are all living in that house. Now, Ooni of Ife now insisted that if Naomi does not follow him to the palace, that he was going to spend the night there. They said Naomi carried her two hands on her head. And so she was saying, this is another problem. New problem is emerging right now that not how. So, you know, it does seem as if Oni was maybe kidding with her, but she thought it was very serious because, of course, they said that from what I heard, I don't know if it's the truth, that if a king sleeps in a woman's house, if anything happens to the king in that woman's house, that they will carry the king's body through the window. That is what it said. And they said it is not acceptable for Kabiesi to leave his house and go and sleep in a woman's house, even though he bought that house for Olori Naomi, but Naomi is living there with the family. Now, if Kabiesi had slept in that house, it would have been something that they would have said maybe it's a taboo or something, because he is king. And you know, the Ooni of Ife is not just an ordinary king. He's not a chief. He is a king, like a first-class monarch, a big one, big one. So he's got a lot of rules and regulation guiding him, his constitution, traditional constitution guiding his behavioral disposition. Hey, Supu de la Ra. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Delara. I bring you fresh and spicy just from the sauce is still on the rails. How are you guys doing? I appreciate you. I love you. I thank you. My people. Delarite, my Delarite. I love you so much. Thank you so much, people. Okay, a wonderful shout out to Annie, and another shout out to Patience Ama, and another shout out to Ima, another shout out to Iyabo M. Yaya, another shout out to Iyabo Afolabi, and another shout out to Famata Lincoln. Thank you so much for being a part of our live. Appreciate you so much. This is a shout out and a hug from Delaram herself. I appreciate you so much. If you're here and you're yet to subscribe, kindly go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and do not forget to turn on the notification bell, and do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. It's not a small something, no. Okay, they said Oni now said he wasn't going, if Naomi does not accompany him to the palace, that he was going to sleep in Naomi's house. Naomi carried her two hands on her head, and she was saying, hey, whoa, wahala, don't come again, oh. And because Oni insisted that if Naomi would not follow him to the palace, that he wasn't going, that he was going to sleep in Olori Naomi's house. And Olori Naomi did not want to give elders the opportunity to begin to, wag their tongues again, okay? Back and forth, and Olori Naomi did what? Accompanied Oni to the palace, and that was how Olori Naomi landed in the palace of the Ooni of Ife that evening. Now, when she got to the palace of the Ooni of Ife, everybody was surprised. They said it was Dr. Elizabeth who rushed to her to welcome her. And, she entered through the monarch's route, and they went straight to the palace. Dr. Elizabeth was very happy to see her. We heard that they hugged each other. They were laughing. They were chatting. And Naomi told Dr. Elizabeth what had happened. And they said Dr. Elizabeth was just laughing and telling Naomi that your husband cannot sleep in your house. Naomi said, no, she does not want wahala anymore. And that was how they laughed, and it went on and on. Kabiesi was there. They said it was not that late, and after some time, Kabiesi had to get the convoy to take Naomi back to Akure. They said it was a very pleasant surprise for those who saw Naomi in the palace that evening, and they were hoping that Naomi was going to sleep and all of that. But that ritual that is supposed to have been performed has not been performed, so she couldn't sleep. But Kabiesi was very, very happy that Naomi accompanied him back to the palace. You can see that Naomi is loosening up day by day, and this is something that I do know, a lot of people do know, that the Oloris do not like. Do not forget, these are all alleged information. I'm going to bring you more updates. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. I love you guys.